I don't like talking to myself. Hi, self. I don't know what to say, honestly. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Been a busy guy. Got married. The wife's behind the camera.
Yeah.
She's cute. I like her a lot. What we're going to be talking about is the 4 books that I have disliked this year. First off is The Outsiders. Controversial take. I know. But listen up, okay? Because The Outsiders sucked. Honestly, 2 out of 5 stars, okay? So much so that I threw the book away. That's how much I didn't like it. I've actually thrown all of these books away. I was so hyped up for this book. Everybody said it was so good and relatable to guys of that age. And as I'm reading it, thinking back to when I was a teenager, not a single bit of it was relatable. Aside from the fact that the main character liked to watch movies. Hated it. Hated the book. The story wasn't really that entertaining. The characters weren't engaging. I just disliked all of it. And I was really excited because I really wanted to read a story about greasers. They cried like every other page. I know guys that cry a lot, and even they don't cry that much. You know the phrase, you can tell when a guy writes a girl into a book? That's how it felt, but the reverse of that. It was dudes who you could tell was written by a woman. And I couldn't vibe with it very much, so 2 out of 5. Next is Absolute Batman Volume 2. I was sorely disappointed. First volume, peak. Loved it. Felt like I was reading Christopher Nolan peak Batman. That's how peak it was. Unfortunately, Volume 2 just didn't follow up for me. It's like a 2.5 out of 10. Frankly, just so much skin that just didn't need to be shown. I didn't feel like it was as emotional as the first volume. I didn't feel like it was as twisty as the first volume. Maybe it's because I had stuff spoiled for me while the second volume was still coming out. I just wasn't a fan of it. Overall, just not as good as the first volume. But the first volume was like an 8 out of 10 for me, so that was a high bar. If the third volume doesn't hold up as much as the first volume did, or is somehow at the same par or worse than the second volume, then I'm done with Absolute Batman. But I am excited for Midnight Spider-Man. For those of you who know, you know. Unfortunately, for this third option, I've gotta hate on my favorite band for a minute. The only band in the world, 21 Pilots. Alright? This is a book about the start of 21 Pilots up to Scaled and Icy album. I wish that book was more entertaining than it was. It was very repetitive, not super engaging. Unfortunately, the author would share a lot about his life that I just did not care about. I'm trying to learn about my favorite band, not about the author and how he related to the band. Because of that, it really just felt like it was more about him and his experiences with the band than the band itself. I would love to have a better biography about them. I would enjoy thoroughly reading it. With this book, there just wasn't a lot to be told. And with how simple the story was, it was stretched out to 180 pages. 3 out of 5. Not terrible, but not amazing, and frankly really boring. And finally, another unfortunate blunder was Just Friends by Haley Pham. Hated that book. Very much so could tell it was a self-insert. 2 stars. It was cute-ish. It had cute moments. You could tell it was her first book. Pretty sure there were a couple of typos in there. For someone who got an official, publication, just not up to par with what a book should be. This girl is the girl who got me back into reading, and I felt really like it was a full circle thing. I felt like I had to buy this, even though I don't watch her anymore. Wanted to read it, so I did. And unfortunately, just so much of herself in this book, it feels almost narcissistic. It just felt like somebody who has very little experience writing, and they wrote a book. Hurts me to say, because I was really looking forward to it, but unfortunately, just another 2 out of 5. That's pretty much it. The worst books I've read this year. I think I've only read 13 books, so not that many. Next video, hopefully, I can talk about this bad boy up here, along with the Dune series, the Red Rising series, etc. Bye-bye.